what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Nerd Edition Faction Sunday. And it is really hot out. I actually have my fan on here in the studio. I just want to get this week's review done and in the can quick. So here we go. Since last week I reviewed Romance in the Stone, this week I'm reviewing the sequel to that, Jewel of the Nile, which of course features Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner reprising their roles from the last movie. So pretty much the story of Jewel of the Nile is a little interesting. It's a complete, well, I would say, different far cry from the first one. Even though, let's see, it's still continuing the adventures of these two characters that we fall in love in the first movie. But of course, the location's a little different, and the story is. So now, let's see, they're madly in love after the end of the first movie. Spoilers if I give away the ending. But so now at this point, they're just traveling the world, having fun, and somehow. Joan Wilder, Kathleen Turner's character, somehow meets a foreign diplomat who practically invites her to come to his country. That way she can help write a story for him. So yeah, that's a little different from what the actual from what the IMDb story described it as. So yeah, there's a difference between abduction and invited. So this was clearly not an abduction. She was invited. But of course, somehow in the thick of things, she and Jack, that's Michael Douglas' character, get separated, and essentially goes off on an interesting adventure. But I will say, it's fun and entertaining. It's no masterpiece, but clearly this movie had some nods to Indiana Jones. Spoilers ahead. There's a scene where they abduct hijack a fighter jet. But of course, they have no idea. Of course, Jack has no idea how to fly it, so he's practically driving through the streets. I'm like, wait a minute, this feels like kind of like the plane fight from Raiders of the Lost Ark, which of course I kind of find ironically came out I think a little earlier than this, which is kind of funny. But so yeah, definitely homage to that. The rest of the story moves at a nice pace. There's some lighthearted humor. This really feels like the perfect adventure, but of course mixed in with a little bit of comedy and the romance. So it's definitely have all the factors there for you. But how does it hold up to the first one? Well, let's see. I feel like it's as good, but I am not too sure. I felt like the first one was okay, despite the questionable rating. This one kind of ticked the boxes, except for one thing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up a sec. This is still a PG movie, yet there is some nudity at one point in this movie. I'm like, and that doesn't give it an R rating. Who the ratings board is smoking a joint, or it just decided to just slap the PG rating on this? Come on. All right, whoever, I don't get it, but still, Michael Douglas, hey, it's his project, he produced it, so why the heck not? So yeah, but let's see. As I just told you, the difference of locale is different. Whereas Romance in the Stone was set in South America, well, Amazon jungles. Here it's North Africa, so a little bit more of an exotic locale. Yeah. Kind of cliche, but of course, considering, hello, that's how these adventure serials were, well, like I said, pay homage to the adventure serials, which were kind of set in these, like, exact locales, where it was like the desert or the jungle. Very little you would expect it to be something like, I don't know, like the Himalayas, but I think that was a plan in the future to do, like, another one, but be set in the Himalayas, but I'm pretty sure that fell through like a rock, but then again, I don't know. Take your pick, okay? Both these movies are fun and entertaining. They're no masterpieces, but they're just good to pick up, enjoy, give you a little laugh. Of course, just make you smile. Like I said, it gives you all the feels. Like I said, there's some comedy and romance sprinkled into it because, hello, she is a romance writer, so it definitely works. And of course, the story does have a happy ending. I don't want to give it away. You should watch for yourself. But I'm like, but of course, I kind of find interesting is that this movie came out in the thick of the 80s, which of course, as you know, middle of the Cold War. As you know, there were some tensions between us and Russia, as well as some tensions between us and, of course, Iran. Of course, I want to talk about the Iran in that era. I don't want to talk much about it, of course, because I might offend some big time Reagan fans. Because yeah, but anyway, besides that. Give it a watch if you can. I found, like I said, last week I did find this on the Stars app. It's definitely worth your time. Or else I don't know. Take your pick on if you want to enjoy action films like this or adventure films like this. Even though it's got the backdrop of a romance movie and of course some dark and some comedy moments sprinkled in for good measure. All right. So overall, I'm gonna give maybe Jewel of the Nile. I'm gonna give it roughly. I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give it the same score as I did for last week, which was roughly a 6.5. So yeah. It's like, oh no, I can't compare. They're both pretty much fun works in their own right. Of course, yeah, I really wish Michael Douglas could have spearheaded maybe more of them, but of course, I think this just showed. Okay, yeah, I think people love the Indiana Jones movies more than these ones. But of course, that's just a theory that I have. I don't know if it's 100% true, or if people preferred Indiana Jones. But of course, hey, okay, beggars can't be choosers, kind of thing. All right. That does for today. Let me know what you think. Go watch it if you want to. And thumbs up this video. Subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting videos.